Hey guys, thank you for stopping by. Episode 1 right now with Rene Garcia, funny comedian. He's an old friend of mine. We catch up, we talk about old times. He tells me about his early years doing stand-up comedy and how he got started. He tells me about getting married at such a young age and having a kid, and his journey over from Texas to Los Angeles. Cover a lot of good stuff, guys. It was taped some time ago, so we are in sleeveless shirts, and it was hot. It was at the famous Workaholics house in the San Fernando Valley, and so definitely check us out, guys. We're having fun. We're drinking some cold ones. It was hot, so yeah, it was a good time though. He's a blast to talk to, and I know you're gonna enjoy it. So definitely like and subscribe to the channel. And check us out on our website, poopdollarpodcast.com. Also, it has links to all our social media platforms, so you could check us out there as well. We're going to have a new episode out every week, so definitely a lot more content coming your way. Definitely, yeah, good time. So like this video, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
In the flesh.
I don't know what's more embarrassing is the fact that I'm 40 years old and I tried Molly for the first time last year. Or I was hanging out with other 40-year-olds that gave it to me for the first time last year. What an amazing trip this shit is. Where the hell have I been all my life? You know, I see, you know what I blame that on? My father. I grew up with a military father, and he was very strict. Everything was military.
All right,
So,
that was a little bit
I don't know
of
what's more embarrassing. Yeah.
That was a little bit of Rene Garcia at the Laugh Factory here in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. I'm with Rene Garcia. Everybody, give it up.
What is up?
Yes.
What is up? I still got that crap on my hands. Fucking, can't believe
Oh
that
yeah,
shit.
sorry about that, bro. Boop
No
dollar.
worries. I don't know why I'm. I don't know why I'm fucking taking it off on my shirt. I'm wiping it off on my shirt like it's not gonna stink later. Oh God.
You're a good sport.
This is Poop Dollar! Alright, who's poop this time?
Oh, that's all Adam.
Yeah.
That's right,
Totally
brother.
busted. Got me. Got him.
So the name of the podcast is Poop Dollar, bro, and
Yep.
you know, it kind of has a double meaning. You know,
Yeah.
It means like when you think that you're getting something good, and then you find out there's poop in it.
Yeah.
Is there anything in your life that you've experienced where you got something of a reward, like you found money, or you know, you were in a relationship, or you got a new job, or anything in life where you thought going into it you got this great thing, and then it turns out you got a poop dollar?
Yeah, my marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, all the comics saw that one coming.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, no, dude.
My wife.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, I went into my marriage thinking it was going to be something very, very good, very, you know, obviously different for me. At that time, I was young. I was 20, 21 years old.
Damn, you got married at 21,
yes,
bro?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I just went through puberty, for crying out loud. I just barely started to have sex. I was the last one out of all my friends to have sex and the first one to have a baby. Can you fucking believe that?
Wow. When
Yeah,
did you
man.
first have sex?
Well, shit, I was already out of high school, bro. Fuck, man. Wow. I mean, I don't count what happened in, you know, at church. You know, that doesn't count. I'm talking about like on my own terms.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
That's between you and the priest, right?
Right. Yes. And the man upstairs. Don't you tell anybody. Yeah, man. You know, we had a kid very early, you know, and I thought I was going to do the right thing. I thought I was doing the right thing, but you start to realize.
Your high school sweetheart?
No. I mean, we met like a year after I had already graduated high school. I was like 19 at the time. And we dated for, you know,
So this was after high school?
Oh, it was way after high school.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You know, well, I mean, not way after high school, but, you know, a year after high school is when I met her. We started dating, and then got pregnant, and then I was trying to do the right thing, and but you learn to realize that's not who you are at that moment. That's not where you want to be, and deep in your heart and deep in your mind, you're unhappy, and what you thought was something different and what you thought was fantastic, I mean, ultimately was you're just bullshitting yourself.
Why is that?
Because I mean, you're trying to do the right thing, but as I look back on it, I wasn't ready for marriage. I wasn't ready I wasn't ready for marriage financially, mentally, physically. I mean, emotionally. I wasn't ready for any of that shit, dude. I did it because. I did it because of my son. I wasn't in love with my wife.
You weren't in love with her?
Dude, I loved her because she was the mother of my child, but I wasn't in love with her. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
That's two completely
Yes.
different fucking things. And that's what I think people just don't understand. They misunderstand that. There is a huge fucking difference
Absolutely.
between loving somebody because they've done something for you, like have a child, obviously, or whatever. And then there's a difference between being in love with somebody.
Yeah.
And, at 20, 21 years, what the fuck do I know, bro? You know what I'm
Nothing.
saying? Exactly.
I barely
don't even
know something at 45,
yeah,
bro.
exactly. I'm 47. I don't know what
Jesus.
Yeah,
Fuck.
bro. But, yeah, man.
So did anyone tell you, dude, what are you doing? What are you crazy? Did anyone steer you away from it?
No, not really.
Well, you got
I wanna
shitty
be honest
friends,
with you. Yeah,
dude.
right? Exactly.
You got shitty friends, bro.
Yeah,
Where the fuck
assholes.
was I? I
But-
would have told you.
But I'm telling you, I couldn't begin to tell you that after I got divorced, man, then, people were like, dude, I really honestly didn't think, that you were doing the right thing, but I wasn't going to ruin your happiness.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, my happiness, dude, you should have told me. Like, I was hoping somebody was going to talk me out of it. The only person that actually really told me something before I got married, like something to that effect, was my ex-mother-in-law, bro. She was the only one that came at me and was like, I mean, my mom and my dad, were kind of like, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. My parents did tell me that. I'm going to be
Wow.
honest. So let me back up.
God
my
bless
parents,
them.
yeah, my parents did tell me that. However, my ex-mother-in-law was also she was the only third person that actually came over. And this is coming from my ex-wife's mom, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
She's like, son, I'm going to tell you, if you don't want to marry my daughter, don't do it.
Wow.
You're gonna save me a lot of money, and you're gonna save this whole family a headache. But she didn't mean it in a bad way.
Yeah.
She just meant, hey, listen, I'm being serious. Let's not bullshit each
Wow.
other. And let's not bullshit ourselves. And let's definitely not waste everybody else's time,
Right.
and especially my money.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, not my money, but
Yeah,
her money. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Because they paid for most of it. But I thought that spoke volumes, bro. But you know what, man? She told me that, dude. And but I mean, what do I know? I wanted to be a good man. I wanted to be a good father, and I wanted to do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, you are
Then
a good
it turned
man,
out to be
and
a
you are
dollar
a good
bill full
father.
of shit.
You see, kids, that's so relevant right now because I find that millennials and a lot of the young generation are getting married young now. It's kind of like a
little
fad
bit,
thing.
yeah. But the difference is, and listen to me, millennials, when I tell you this, because and I'm serious because you see it all the time. I think the difference is when these young people get married, they go into marriage going, you know what, if it doesn't work out, fuck it, you know what, I'll try it again, maybe somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
No, you don't think that way. When I went into marriage, I said, I'm gonna do this one fucking time and one time only.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this 2-3 times like a lot of other people I know. I'm not doing that shit, man. If it doesn't work out, I'm gonna learn from my mistake, and I'm just going to go into a relationship, just enjoying my time with that person and just going with the flow. Don't ask no questions. Don't do nothing. Don't read too much into it. Let's just enjoy each other's company and move the fuck on. We don't need to involve the church, pieces of paper, a judge, a jury, your aunt, your uncle, my parents, your parents. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Let's just enjoy each other's company. And you know what? And when you want to leave, you fucking leave. And when I want to leave, I'll fucking leave. Sure, it's going to hurt, but you know what? It's not going to hurt that bad because we don't have a business together. We don't have kids together. And you know what? Maybe we might have a dog or a cat. That might fucking suck. Yeah. Or a fish or a gecko or a snake or a chameleon, whatever the fuck it is. I'd rather deal with a pet than actual children and maybe a business. So, you try to think of it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a case of beer, fuck it. I'll just go to 7-Eleven and buy me another one. No big deal. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's so much different now. The mentality is different. You know what I mean?
It sure is.
The commitment is just not there. I talk about this all the time too, Eric, when I'm on stage. Well, when I was on stage. Fucking Corona.
Hold on, let me check this camera over here.
Yeah, check it.
But isn't your son a millennial?
Yeah, so my son falls into that. And there goes Eric.
Am I blocking you?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's okay. I can work around your butt. Here I am. So, my son falls into that millennial thing. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure where my son falls into. My son's 25 now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, he's a gamer. He falls into that gamer shit. You know what I mean? The fucking, what do you call that? The Halos. All that other war shit that they play, Fortnite, whatever. Yeah, plays a lot of other sports type shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, man.
So your son is 25.
So my son's 25.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. I know. I look like I'm, fucking.
Yeah, dude. You
29,
look like you're fucking 25, bro.
Well, that's what happens when you leave Latinos alone at recess. We don't fuck around, bro. We get to business.
You must have been like me, bro, because like when I was like fucking, a teenager, I looked super young, bro. Super young. Wait,
dude.
I mean, if you look young, young right now,
the way I look young now.
As a teenager, I mean, you must have looked like a little dude. Fucking grade schooler.
Well, let me tell you, Eric, like guys like me and you, we have like this Benjamin Button disease.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the older we get, the younger we look.
It's crazy.
And you know what it is? It's all in here, dude. Your soul, your heart. I mean, I'm 47. You're 45. I'm older than you. I mean, but
I'm 45.
I don't feel. I mean, now, granted, sometimes I don't feel 47.
Yeah.
But there's times where I wake up in the morning and my body's going, "Hey, listen, brother. I'm glad you had a great time last night. I'm glad you did all kinds of bullshit. I'm glad you jumped off the roof into that fucking pool.
Yeah.
But I am here to remind you that you are almost 50 years old, and
you're a grown up.
Yeah, and the whole
pranks. Okay, we're not in college anymore. We're grown ups. So
that's
act
right.
like it.
Grown-ups! And I don't want to be a grown-up. But your body does that, and it says, "Look, listen, you're grown, and you're almost 50 years old, and you got to stop doing shit like that." So for the whole day, I'm gonna torture you, and I'm gonna make your body ache all fucking day, and that sucks, bro.
Yeah. That's how you really feel your age, right?
Yeah.
Because like when things start hurting and you're feeling pains in your back or in your legs and your knees,
and you get it from not wrestling bears, not jogging 5 miles, or not weightlifting your heaviest weight that you ever lifted. You do it and you get hurt by getting in and out of a car, getting in and out of bed, getting up and off the toilet. It's always simple shit that fucking ruins your back. You know what I mean? And you're like, what the hell? Like, what the hell is going on right now?
Yeah, it's tough, dude.
Yeah, it sucks. But anyway, yeah, man, but I feel great. I mean, you
look great.
Yeah, you look great too.
Thank
look at
you,
us,
bro.
Look at us with these sleeveless shirts on.
Yeah,
look at this.
Fucking chachis over
Come on,
here.
baby. Joni loves. Well,
dude, that's so funny.
She did love Chachi.
Were you at Hunter's wedding? He was there, fucking
no,
Chachi, dude.
No, Adam Hunter.
Yeah,
okay,
he's friends with that guy.
Right, I didn't get invited, but the only reason why I wanted to get invited because I wanted to be part of that dance contest. You guys know me. I love to dance. and I wanted to be part of that dance contest. And but Jason Andors, man, how dope is that guy, man?
Oh, he's awesome.
I've known Jason for years, dude, and that guy has been a dancer. I think since he was 4.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's a great dancer. Yeah, he's a great dancer, dude. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, that guy was great, bro. Let me tell you a story about fucking
Greg Wilson was hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, he was, dude. Let me tell you a story about Hunter's wedding, right?
All right,
So
I wanna hear this.
Adam's a comedian friend of ours. This guy invites me to his wedding. And, fucking, I forget to RSVP. Okay, that's my fault, okay? I didn't RSVP. So maybe like 2 days before.
You just RSV'd. You forgot the P, motherfucker.
I forgot the P.
I did RSVP. No, you just RSV'd.
Yeah. I just figured, we're friends. I'm going to your party.
I don't
your
need
fucking
that P.
wedding.
I'm going to RSV. I'm not going to even put the P. Because we're that close.
Yeah.
I got you.
But, it doesn't work like that with weddings. They really need to know if you're going.
Especially white weddings.
Yeah, right? Totally. Yeah, especially white weddings. That's a good point.
White weddings.
Yeah. No, but it's because, it wasn't a fancy place. They film a lot of movies there. I know a bunch of videos that were filmed there, and it wasn't until afterwards because it looked so goddamn familiar, bro. It was at some castle. It's a great
castle.
Yeah, Greystone Castle or something like that.
Castle Grayskull.
I don't know.
He-Man and Skeletor.
Yes, He-Man.
That's right, He-Man.
Yeah, Hunter looks like He-Man, right?
Yeah,
he's got that wrestler body,
right?
bro. The MMA fucking neck,
that
dude.
guy, man. Oh, dude, he's so dope, bro.
Yeah.
I love Adam Hunter, man.
He's got muscles in his neck.
Yeah, he does. He's got muscles in his fucking ears, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Dude, his dad is so dope. Did you get to meet his father?
Fucking Joe, yeah.
Dude, oh my God, Joe is fantastic. I want to give a shout out to Adam Hunter and his old man.
Yeah.
Joe, you are the best. I haven't seen you in a long time, and Adam, I haven't seen you in a long time either, man. But I love both of you guys. Adam, you and your father are the dopest people I've ever met in my life since I've been here in LA.
Dude, Joe was a rock star, man. He used to manage fucking Kiss.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Man. Dude.
How awesome is that, dude?
Yeah, and they're Mets fans. How about that?
And dude, he managed Kiss when they were fucking Kiss. Bro.
Yeah,
not like the
they
retired
weren't like
fucking
trying to come back and be Kiss.
Yeah,
We're not smooch, motherfucker. We're like the real
dude,
Kiss.
The real fucking Kiss, bro.
We're not Peck or Smooch. No, we're Kiss.
Dude, just
God
think
damn
of
it.
the fucking
Lick
action.
it up,
Dude.
Lick it up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man, that kind of Kiss.
Yeah, that Kiss. I was made for loving you, baby.
Okay, all right, we're telling our age right now. Yeah.
Dude, we need a stripper pole in here and invite some old friends.
No kidding. Oh man, yeah. So
he invites me to his wedding. I
Yeah.
didn't RSVP. So he's like, he hit me up like 2 days later. He's like, dude, are you coming to the wedding? I'm like, of course I'm coming to your wedding. How am I not? You didn't RSVP it. I said, oh, dude, I'm fucking going, dude. He's like, who are you going with? I said, I'm going with my girlfriend. He's like, dude, it's already too late. You were supposed to respond 2 weeks ago. And where you going, dude? He's like, each plate is like a fucking $100, dude. It was like $100 a plate, dude. So,
jeez.
That's why, don't feel offended if he didn't invite you, bro, because you would have had to at least give him $100 to cover the fucking plate,
Hey, what if I'm not hungry? Give me $100 anyway.
Oh yeah, dude.
You can take it home if you want. We'll wrap it up in foil, but give me $100.
Yeah, dude.
And you were just starting to date your girlfriend at the time, right?
Yeah. And
Are you guys still together?
No.
I never even asked
but
that.
dude, I felt bad because I invited her to the wedding, right?
And you asked her for $100?
No. Then I had to tell her, bro, that because Hunter's like, dude, you were supposed to fucking respond because they give you a time. You can't respond 2 days before.
I didn't know that.
See, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
fucking Mexicans, we fuck everything up, dude.
Oh, dude,
You know what I mean? Like, we're like, oh, it's just gonna show up. We don't know RSVP.
We are 1 week, and then we S the second week, and then we V the third week, and then we P on the fourth week.
Then we pee on the floor.
That's right. And then we show up.
Yeah, and then we show up. Hey.
And then we want to take leftovers.
With 20 friends.
Oh my God, dude.
Bro, so he's like, dude, it's too late, bro. Like, you know, like I could fit you in, but you can't bring your girlfriend, bro.
Yeah.
So I had to fucking tell my girlfriend.
Damn, like she can't go.
Yeah, she can't go.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What? How did that go over?
I mean, I guess it's fine because, like, who really wants to go to a wedding? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I didn't want to go to my wedding. I was like, do I have to show up?
Oh, hell no.
I was like, do I have to be there?
You serious?
I'm very serious. And you know what? I was just like, can I just have somebody just show up and just do the lines for me? You know what I mean? I was like, oh, God. But anyway.
so did you have a big wedding?
Yeah, we had a huge wedding, bro. I had 8 groomsmen. She had
Jesus.
8 brides. Yeah, man. Our wedding party was huge, brother.
Wow.
We had over 300 guests.
Holy cow,
Oh, my
dude.
God. It was. I told you, man. I said, if I'm going to do this, well, I'm going to do it one time and one time only. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right.
So you honestly thought at 21 that was going to be your one and done?
Of course not. But in my head, I was like, listen,
Which
I'm
head?
going to do this. Yeah. Well, I was thinking, well, before the wedding, I was thinking with that one. And then during the wedding, I was thinking with this one. But I wanted to make it work. And I told myself I was going to do whatever it took to make that marriage work no matter what.
Yeah.
But you come to the realization that you're just unhappy. And call me selfish, brother, but you know what, man? I knew once that marriage was over, I made the right decision. And till this day, I can tell you, till this day, me and my son have the best relationship we could ever possibly have. Better than me and my real father, better than even me and my stepfather. And I'm telling you, that means the world to me, brother. That means the world to me that me and my son have the best relationship that we could possibly have. And I know sometimes that would always irk my ex-wife, but I'm telling you, man, it should never stop you from being a father. It should never stop you from doing the right thing and always taking care and looking after your child, boy or girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, bro. You
Yeah,
know,
brother.
You know, I've never had the pleasure of meeting.
I mean that.
Yeah, dude, I've never had the pleasure of seeing your or meeting your son, but I have seen the relationship that you have with him through social media and this and that and that. And dude, just knowing you as a person, I know that. You know, I mean, you're just a great person. Just
Damn, dude,
all,
thanks,
all
bro.
around.
I
Yeah.
wasn't-
So I
I
know
wasn't
you're
expecting
you're
that,
a great
but thank you.
dad. Absolutely.
Dude,
And I
thank you.
see-
High
yeah,
five, man.
dude,
Yeah,
mean,
brother.
yeah.
I appreciate that,
Dude,
man.
Dude, no, I appreciate you, bro, because I know that shit's not easy. I know you could have just bounced and said, "Hey, good luck with that, dude." Because I mean, you were 21, bro.
Yeah, because you know, I think a lot of the times, I think we're stopping recording.
Okay,
here.
cool.
Yeah, hang on. We're gonna record that.
Has been stopped. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because every 30 minutes,
Oh, okay.
it stops.
All right, so we're gonna
do-
turn this
we're-
back
yeah,
on.
we're gonna-
There we go.
Reset it. Nice.
Yeah, so you know, the thing is that everybody thinks that, you know, and I have people that tell me, "Oh man, you and your kid have such an awesome relationship. Like I hope me and my child have that," and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And God, it's so cool. And you guys can have a beer together and blah blah blah. And you know what? That's fine and dandy, but what they don't realize is that came with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, brother. And I'm telling you, man, it wasn't always fine and dandy.
Mm-hmm.
There was some moments, dude, where I went through a period of trying to just let my son know that regardless of what his mother says about me, regardless of what anybody else tries to get him to think about me, I'm always going to be your father. I'm not going to do anything to shy away from that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run away from that responsibility. And I will make sure that as you grow up,
Yeah.
that you will never be able to use that excuse of, oh, well, my father didn't tell, my father wasn't, and maybe granted, you know, because I had moved from Texas to Los Angeles when he was 11 or 12 years old, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I did move away, so there was a lot of times where I wasn't there for a lot of things. But I'm going to tell
Yeah.
you, man, I continue to call this kid. I called him on a regular basis. I came back home to visit him every 3 months as much as I could. So like I said, man, it came with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But you know what? Now that my son is older, he understands, dude. They get it. Kids will grow up and they get it, bro. They figure it out for themselves. You know what I mean?
They figure out what?
They figure out, like, you know, why you did things, why you didn't do things, why so and so said things about you or whatever. And they come to their own conclusions. So, you know, granted, I might have been a little selfish on my part to move away, and I mean, but I was here following a dream, and you know, there's a lot of men that I talk to out there that I would tell this to, and they were going, man, I could never do that. I couldn't move away from my son, and I'm like, so what you're telling me is that you would be unhappy for the rest of your life for the sake of your child or your children. Meaning, you would be unhappy with a woman, or a woman would be unhappy with a man your entire life, just so that you could raise your kids. They give out the house, and then they could come back and tell you, God, well, you're so unhappy. Then why did you stay with her? Why didn't you just leave? Why didn't I just leave? Because of you. Because I didn't want to leave because of you. But see, if you tell that to a 5, 10, 11, 12, even a 13, 14, 15-year-old, they don't get that, bro. They're still kind of immature in that manner. So you have to spoon feed it to them, bro. You have to spoon feed it to them. And that's what I did with my son. I said, listen, I know this doesn't feel right, and it doesn't sound right, and it definitely doesn't look right of what I'm doing and what it is that you hear.
What, leaving Texas?
Because they lived in Texas, and I moved here to LA to pursue my comedy career. And / acting career or whatever.
You sat him down before you left?
Oh, dude, I sat him down so many times for a whole year and a half. I talked to this kid. I mean, I made his ears bleed.
Before you moved?
Yeah, before I moved. I didn't just get up in one day and go, hey, I'm out. No, I sat this kid down for a year and a half, dude.
How old was he?
I think he was 10 or 11,
okay.
And he was either going on 11 or 12.
Okay.
But regardless of the fact, I know it was somewhere around there. I think he might have been 11 going on 12, but it could have been 10 going on 11. But either way it goes, Eric, I sat this kid down, and I literally made his ears bleed, telling him that I was leaving, but this is why I'm leaving. This is why this is happening. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything. You know what? Your mom still loves you. I still love you.
Cool.
We may not be able to get along.
Yeah.
But you know what? That doesn't defeat the fact that I am your father, and she is your mother, and she's going to continue to be your mom. She will always be your mom. I will always be your father, and I will continue to be your father no matter what.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So you have to continue to be a father. You have to continue to remember that you have a responsibility to take care of.
Right on.
Yeah, man. So
like before, like leading up to this, and when you were talking to him a year and a half before you came to California, and what was the living situation like
when I came here to California?
No, like before, so what was the custody like? Did you have 50-50?
Okay.
Was he living with you? Was he living with her? What was the situation?
This is the crazy thing, and it actually benefited me in every sense of the way, for crying out loud. So my ex-wife, when we were getting a divorce, she was like, you are not taking my son away from me. I will go to jail over that. Like my ex-wife was ready to kill. She was ready to kill me, which was perfectly understandable. I totally get it. However, what most people, I think, don't realize is that when you go through a custody battle, you try to get 50-50, or you try to get the more percentage. I knew there was no way that this kid could live with me. I couldn't hardly take care of myself at the time.
Yeah.
There was no way that my son could come
You were
live
like
with
22?
me. Yeah. No, I was, but when we went through a divorce, I was already by 27, 28 years old at this time. But still,
when you were ready to come out to California?
Yeah, but at that time, I was still unsure whether I wanted to come out to California or not. I was still up in the air. But I was having a hard time trying to figure out where I was going to live, who I was going to live
Were you
with.
doing comedy at that time?
Yes, I was still doing comedy, and then, as a matter of fact, when I started going through my divorce, I was doing comedy more because it gave me a platform. It gave me a sense of what do you call that?
Belonging?
Where you go to a therapist and you tell them your problems.
Therapy?
It was a form of therapy for me.
Sure.
And it was really the reason why I started doing comedy more. But I never realized my darkest moments, because I was really in a dark moment at that time, going through my divorce. I was losing my family. I was breaking up my family, for crying out loud. I was going to lose my son.
You guys were living together, right?
Obviously. And then I had to move out and move with my mother, and then I moved with a buddy. My living situation was just so just not healthy in itself. I mean, I didn't have a steady place to live. And you know what? I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. So because of that, and because I was going through this dark moment and even though I didn't want to be married anymore, it still hurt, bro. It still put me in a dark place.
Sure.
And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I lost weight. I mean, and I'm already skinny enough as it is. So, I mean, but I had to find a way to just kind of keep my mind busy. So I kept my mind busy at work. I was still in the medical field at that time already. And I started to do comedy more. So between the medical field and doing comedy, I would go to work in the morning at the hospital, and then I would get ready and just do open mics at night. I was living in Houston at the time.
Yeah.
So I was going to the Comedy Showcase. I was going to the Laugh Stop, which was a room. That doesn't mean that the Comedy Showcase wasn't a good room either. It was a very good room. And Ralphie May even started out there.
Really?
Yeah, dude. A lot of good guys.
Was he a bouncer there? Because I heard he was. He started as a bouncer somewhere.
Yeah, I think he might have been a bouncer there. I think he might have been a door guy there. It was either at the Comedy Showcase or at the Laugh Stop, but I don't remember which.
Okay.
So don't quote me on that.
Or maybe
I'm
the
not
Improv.
sure.
Was it? Because did they have an Improv?
Okay,
over
we did get an Improv there in Houston, but
Okay.
by that time though, Eric, that was right around the time that Ralphie scored a spot on the first season of Last Comic Standing with Jay Moore.
when they opened the Improv over there?
Yeah, so the Improv had just opened. It was only open for like maybe a year or two, and then when
Last Comic Standing.
And then Last Comic Standing came up, and then that's when Ralphie May bounced, dude.
Is that where they had the tryouts at that Improv? For Texas?
I don't even remember because
okay.
it was so long ago.
You didn't
I didn't even try out. No. I was still working. I was still going through all my bullshit.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I even knew they were having tryouts. But all I knew is that Ralphie May
dude
came to LA.
Dude, I never know when these tryouts are, bro.
Yeah,
I'm the same way, dude.
Right?
And then then next thing you know, you see like Joe Schmo there, and you're like, dude.
People are posting it on social media,
Yeah.
and you're going, they had tryouts?
Yeah. Yeah, they had tryouts. It's like, oh, thanks for the heads up. Like, no
Yeah.
one tells you, bro.
Right,
You know what I mean? It's like,
the
oh,
playoffs are here.
Yeah.
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Don't talk about playoffs. Are you kidding me?
It's so funny, dude. Like, nobody
there was
tells you.
tryouts?
That's the thing, man. Like,
Yeah,
nobody,
dude.
like, any of these, like, like America's Got Talent, we got friends that have been on there. There's showcases for HBO. There's showcases for all sorts of things,
man. Yeah.
And I never, no one's ever gave me the heads up about anything, dude.
It's so crazy because you get wrapped up in your own little world, and you want to be like you want to be in the know-how, you want to be updated, and you want to be ready for like shit like that, but then you just get caught up and you forget. And it's crazy, especially in times right now, because we got so much social media going on. It's like, how do you not remember that? But you'll be surprised, like when you're guys like me and you who are older, and we try to get it, and you're acting a lot in your own right, dude, which I'm. From me to you, brother, I'm telling you, man, it's always good to see you when you post shit.
Thank you,
when
bro.
you're on location and you're
Thanks,
doing
brother.
things, and I don't care. I don't care if it's background. I don't care if it's just your hands, because I've done that too, where you just go in where they hire you just for your hands.
Yeah, dude. I think I saw a post of yours that you're like, I'm on set, I'm doing some hand modeling.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted was my hands. That's why I got booked.
Those are some sexy hands, bro.
I'm telling
Let's
you,
see
brother.
those fucking bad
Look at
boys.
these hands, ladies. or guys, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's 2020, COVID. So I'll take any action at this point.
Yeah, or Corvina. Dude,
Yeah,
that's,
man.
you're right, man. And thank you for that, man. First of all, I mean, you've been in LA for how long?
I moved here in 06, so we're talking 16 years maybe now.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
16, 17?
Yeah, I've been here since
17.
2000. So
Oh, yeah, you've been here
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot,
So,
way
I
longer.
started off as an actor, and then and then I got into stand-up comedy.
Yeah, man.
So when I got into stand-up comedy, and that's probably when I first met you. That was like 2006, bro.
Shit, man, that's
Yeah,
probably
and
right,
you were
dude.
just coming in.
Yeah, man.
But you were already, fucking how
Yeah,
long?
I had been
years
doing
in comedy.
I've been doing comedy since '97,
Oh,
dude. Yeah,
fuck,
I started in '97 for crying
Yeah.
out loud, dude. And I
Wow.
know it seems like a long time, but dude, that was a really good time to start. I can't begin to tell you, like living in Houston and doing shows at the Comedy Showcase and the Laugh Stop, dude. Man, those that was a really good time for comedy because I'm gonna give you some more here.
Okay.
We had about 4 comedy clubs that were fantastic, and I was working at all 4 of them.
Okay.
It was the Laugh Stop, Comedy Showcase, the Laugh Spot, which was
Yeah.
run by Don Lerner, who was a great owner and a freaking awesome stand-up comic himself. His name is Don Lerner. If you don't know the name,
Gotta be fresh.
look him up.
Gotta be fresh.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Gotta. And that club was fresh. But yeah, definitely look up Don Lerner.
Gotta be fresh.
Yeah, I like that.
Gotta be fresh.
So it's fresh, huh? Hey, how'd you learn about that club?
Well, because all the other comics had known about it, so it was just going around saying that Don Lerner had opened up this new comedy club, and it was called the Laugh Spot. So we had the Laugh Spot, the Laugh Stop, the Comedy Showcase, and then at the time, it was the club before the Improv opened. It was called Spellbinders. And boy, I told you how old that shit is. Spellbinders.
Spellbinders. That
Yeah.
sounds like a strip club,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, right. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and when you walked in, it looked like you were walking into, like, I don't know, like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or some kind of like Alice in Wonderland kind of shit, dude. It was weird. Like you expected the Mad Hatter to come out somewhere. But we had 4 comedy clubs
Yeah.
at the time. There were a couple of other comedy clubs that were around, but it was great. It was a great time for comedy in Houston, dude.
We got Nipplegate over here. Let
Yeah,
me know
look
if
at
my
this
fucking
guy.
nips are
His
fucking
nips are
hanging
getting all
out.
hard. Yeah, brother.
Just
Turning
hearing
me on
about
for
this
sure.
comedy, it's just getting me fucking
Yeah,
nipple
right.
hard, bro. It's been like 6 months for me. So
Dude.
anytime I hear about comedy, bro, it's like watching the fucking that Michael Jordan fucking.
Right.
It's like
The whole comedy game is gone to complete shit, and I don't know why I continue to see comics trying to do this Zoom shit.
Oh,
Let me tell you
awful,
something.
dude.
Zoom is great if you have 3 to 4 people on there, because everybody can follow the same conversation. If it gets more than 5 people, it's like a Brady Bunch gone wild, where everybody's in a square and you don't know who to talk to. Am I talking to Alice? Am I talking to Bobby? Peter? What's going on? Oh, wait a minute. Is Marsha talking? What is she laughing about? Dude, it's a mess. So Zoom can only take you so far. And
I mean, what are you looking at?
exactly.
No, I don't know. I've never done it.
You never. Okay, so you get your computer or a screen TV like this here, and whoever logs in, you get a login code, and everybody logs in, and you can have and there's squares like what I was talking about, like Brady Bunch.
Uh-huh.
Brady Bunch. There's squares here, but you can have up to like however many squares of people that log in.
Yeah.
But once you get
And they're
so many people,
They're audience, right? Or are they performers?
Okay, well, no,
Like-
they're audience, but when you start talking, then everybody else starts talking, and then they don't realize that they're interrupting. So, and the thing is that comics try to do a set, like they're trying to do a set to a screen, and even though you can see these people, it's just weird. It's not the same. You know what? You know what comics should do when they do Zoom shows? They should
Not do 'em?
Not do them. Yeah, no kidding. They should either not do them,
Yeah.
or they should go into like if you're doing radio, like sometimes when I go into do radio to promote a show,
Yeah.
I'm doing or if I'm performing with another comic,
Yeah.
It's like being in a doing a radio show,
Yeah.
in a booth. And it's like you and the DJ and the other comic or whoever is in there talking, and
Yeah.
there's a hot mic on, and you're just cracking jokes, and you're just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
You're shooting the shit. There's a hot mic on, and you gotta just assume that the audience is there with you. You gotta assume that the audience is laughing with you, because there's no other way to do a Zoom show other than that. There's no other way. Because when I see comics trying to do an act and perform a set to a Zoom audience, dude, it's so uncomfortable.
Are there comics
It's so
doing that?
awkward.
Yeah,
it's just
it
like, oh man, dude. It's like, I mean, I'd rather get married all over again. You know what I mean? It's just like the worst ever.
Oh. Have you been watching like late night shows like Kimball or Stephen Colbert?
Kimball, that's a good one. That's a new one. I don't know. Or Jimmy
Jimmy
Kimmel.
Kimmel.
Oh, Kimmel.
Oh,
Okay, all right. Cool.
Have you seen Kimball Slice? I think
Kimball
he's-
Slice. Yeah, I think he's dead. I don't really watch a whole lot of late night TV, so not really.
Because they're doing it at home,
They're
and it's
doing it
kind of
at
like a
home.
Zoom situation.
Man, these
and
are
they're not
weird
getting
times, brother.
But you know what? I got to be honest with you. I actually like seeing them without that fake, audience that are like prompt to laugh and
Yeah.
and, like I don't know if you ever been to taping of any of the. Have you ever been to Jay Leno when he was taping this
never.
and that?
Yeah.
I went one time. Jack invited me, the owner of the Ha Ha Comedy Club.
Oh, okay,
in
Jack
North
Senior.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Shout out to the Haha, by the way.
Yeah,
Shout
buddy.
out to the Haha, Jack Senior and Terry Asadorian. One of the awesome one of the awesome comedy clubs here in LA and North Hollywood in general, the only club in North Hollywood, and it's fantastic. I just want to give a shout out to those guys, and Jack Jr., my boy Jack Jr. Show. You know Show too, right?
Show, yeah,
Show, yeah, okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's because Eric is old school. We
Yeah.
know Show. He was there when Show was born. That's right. Because most people don't know that, so which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so go ahead.
No, so I like the fact. Oh, so I went to the Jay Leno taping. He brought me, and I brought a girl that I was dating at the time.
You're always dating.
Well, bro, we were at the comedy club, right? And I mean, where else are you gonna meet a nice girl?
It's dripping. I was like, "What? Are you spitting or what?" happened? And it's the air conditioner, ladies and gentlemen. It's dripping because we have the air conditioner on.
You gotta watch out.
It's all good.
That AC has COVID.
Nah,
so
it's
I
okay.
don't know if
Oh, it does. Oh, I was like, man, it feels pretty good. I'm getting a golden shower from the air conditioning unit.
Yeah. So So, dude, you're prompt to laugh, and
Right.
so now, dude, these people are seeing what a tough night in LA at any random fucking bar night or shows that we've done plenty at, where they're not
Right.
exactly laughing at every fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're a grinder, bro. You're a fucking, you're a fucking beast, and that's because you do hard rooms, bro.
Yeah,
and
dude.
that's why, I'm friends with fucking killers, bro. Like you and fucking Hunter
Thanks, man.
and Garcia and Tripoli, dude, and fucking, just guys that aren't afraid of any room, bro. You'll just do it.
Well, you
know?
can't because you can't. I mean, long time ago, it took a couple of comics just to tell me, hey, listen, we're gonna go over here, and I got you a spot over here at this bar, or over here at this small little hole in the wall, or at this tire shop, or this Denny's, whatever.
Yeah.
But you realize, and you're thinking to myself, like,
The laundromat.
why am I doing? Yeah, exactly. You know what? But it's those kinds of rooms, and it's those kinds of gigs that make you to who you are in the future. It really builds you to what kind of comedian that you're going to be.
Yeah.
And when you can go into a room like that, when you can go into a shitty bar gig, like whatever it is, and you can make those people laugh like they're in a real comedy club. Imagine what you're gonna do when you go to a real comedy club. You're gonna absolutely, you're gonna set that stage ablaze, brother. Yeah.
It's like working out with a weight vest, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
You work out with that weight vest, bro, for 5 days a week. Guess what, man? Day 6, you're going to take that weight vest off, bro, and you're going to look like this guy.
Yeah, are you going to look like this guy?
How you doing?
How you doing? Just do it.
Yeah, just do
Do it. Just do it.
Yeah, man. So, dude, I mean, you know, you got to grind, man. You got to fucking hustle. You got to fucking make the most of what you got. And, what you know, and just, you know, that's why I always have a respect for all the comics out there that aren't afraid to do any sort of room. Because, you know, some people after a while, they feel like they're above, you know, that shit. And they only want to do fucking clubs, bro.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think that's more of the younger generation of comedians. You know, they want it now. Like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to do this. I don't have time to go to this gig, or I don't have time, you know, to go do that shitty gig. You know, I gotta hang out at the Comedy Store. I gotta hang out at the Laugh Factory, and nobody's telling you that you can't. Nobody's saying that you can't hang out there. But what we're saying as older comedians and seasoned comedians is that, you know, that those gigs are necessary. They're necessary. Yeah. I mean, anybody can go into a comedy club and do, you know, fairly decent, fairly well, and then, you know, and then get to the point where you can own that room. Yeah. But it's can you do the same thing in a hole in the wall? Can you do the same thing at a bar gig where people are still playing pool and they don't want to shut the TV off because the fucking Dodgers are playing or the Lakers are playing or it's playoffs and nobody shows up? Can you do that with 3 people sitting in the audience, 4 people in the audience, or no people in the? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. Of course.
Yeah,
because I know people that can't do it. Yeah. I know some really funny people,
I know
bro.
A lot of people can do that. That can't do that.
That can't do that, but they could destroy at a fucking comedy club.
Yeah, man. So I mean, well, God bless them. I mean, it's a different time. It's a different world, and you know what? People just different strokes for different folks, as my mom always said. Mm-hmm. So,
totally. So let's go. You know, because I want to know like how this all started, because I'm pretty sure you were in the military, right?
No, I was not. I was not in the military.
Your dad was in the military.
Well, no, actually, a lot of my family was in the military. Okay. Believe it or not, my grandfather was in the military. My father was in the military. My stepdad was in ROTC. His father was in the Marine Corps. My younger brother was in the Marine Corps. His 2 sons, my 2 nephews, are in the Marine Corps. They're both stationed at San Diego right now at Camp Pendleton. And then I have a lot of other cousins and stuff like that were in the Army and the Navy as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I come from a long line of a lot of military people.
Oh wow!
And I'd be lying if I didn't say that I didn't try to go to the Marine Corps when I was out of high school. It just didn't work out. I had asthma really bad. They didn't let me in. They were being assholes.
Or else you would have been in there.
Yeah, otherwise I would have. I literally went to the recruiting office. And I tried to apply, man, and the recruiter was like, "Listen, kid, you wouldn't even pass basic training, you know, with your asthma the way it is."
I didn't realize you had asthma.
Yeah, dude, really, really bad.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. It's just hilarious because as you get older, it doesn't affect you very much. You know what I mean? You kind of grow out of it.
No, I don't. I didn't know that.
But when it hits you, oh my God, does it hit you? Oh, you're like.
What do you mean it hits you? It comes
like
it's not hard. Constant.
No,
it comes and goes.
Yeah, man. So it's
fucking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So when I was a kid, I was hospitalized for it. I was intubated. I had a fucking a left collapsed lung.
What?
Oh, dude, yeah, it was bad, dude.
What age was this?
I was like 14, maybe 13 or 14 years old. Yeah, man, I was hospitalized for it, and I was living in San Antonio, Texas at the time. Excuse me, I think I'm having an asthma attack right now. Either that or I swallowed a mosquito. Yeah, man, it was crazy because you know.
How old were you when you first were diagnosed with it?
I might have been a little bit younger than that. I probably was like maybe about 12 maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my mom had ended up taking me to the doctor one time. I might have been in the ER, I guess, and they just told me, hey, listen, you got asthma. You got to take care of that. Here's some albuterol. So they would give me albuterol, the inhaler.
Did your parents smoke?
I would take the inhaler. No, none of my parents smoke. It had nothing to do with that.
Wow.
It's just one of those things that as a child you get. You know what I mean? And it was unfortunate, but it unfortunately stayed with me to the point where when I tried to join the military, it really fucked me over, dude.
So did you have an inhaler?
Yeah, to this day I still carry an inhaler.
I've never seen you with an inhaler, bro. You hide that shit.
I hide it. Yeah, man. Like
you take little hits on the side.
Yeah, I take a little hit, like I'm just doing a bump. You know what I mean?
Boom.
You know what I mean?
How you doing? You're doing both at the same time. You take a hit right there. You do a line off of it.
I do. I put the blow in the inhaler, and I just do it all at once. I'm like,
dude, you're a rock
just
star.
kidding, folks. Yeah, I mean, we live the life as a rock star, but not all of us do rock star stuff because we can't afford it.
That's crazy, man. So, I mean, your grandfather was in the military. That's crazy. So, like, what year is that?
So my grandfather,
is he still living?
No, he has since passed away. But my grandfather served in the World War II, and I believe he served in the Korean War as well.
Oh,
you know what? Yeah. So
World War II.
World War II. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So my dad, my grandfather, if he was still alive today, he'd probably be pretty much well until his he'd be well into his 80s, maybe close to 90, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, so are you one of those?
I think. I'm not sure. But
are you one of
I
those
know he
like
did serve in World War II.
fucking Mexicans that were in Texas when Texas was Mexico?
No. So
your grandfather served in the United States military, right?
So I'm fourth generation Texas, bro. I'm fourth generation Texas. And here's the crazy thing: my grandfather, and I didn't know this until my older brother spoke at his eulogy, but I didn't know at the time until then that my grandfather lied about his age so he could join the military. My grandfather was a year younger than he should have been to join the military, so he lied on the application and said he was at the age. He said he was a year older so he could join the military, bro.
Damn.
That's how fucking gung ho he was, dude. That's how much he loved this country, dude. Yeah. So,
but doesn't that make you feel bad that like your grandfather got into the military a year younger? And you can't get in.
Liar!
You can't get in because you got asthma.
Because I can't
you
breathe.
can't breathe, motherfucker.
How dare you, Grandpa?
Yeah. Your grandpa's like, I'm getting in this fucking military. I'm
like,
fucking
well, I
17.
don't know about you, but
I'm fucking
I found a way to get in. How come you didn't? You puss! Just do it!
Do it!
Okay, Grandpa, I'll just do it.
No, dude, I was in the same boat. Bro, I have like serious dyslexia, bro. So, like, when you know that military test, I tried to get in the military, bro, and I wanted to be a Marine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Marines, right?
Marine, bro. Since I was like fucking 4, bro.
We should have went to the Air Force, bro. They were like, "Can you spell your name?" Yes, you're in.
No, dude, I think that's the Air Force will tell you that's what it takes to get in the Army, right?
No kidding, right? Yeah, it's so funny.
But yeah, dude. But you know what, dude? Everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah. So here's the crazy thing. So, as you know, because of this whole COVID situation, and I alluded to this earlier in the podcast, but I was already doing. I had, as a matter of fact, when I started doing comedy, I had just been accepted to the radiology program at the time, and I remember.
Oh, what up, buddy?
I remember. What's up, brother? Oh, it stopped anyway.
Yeah. Perfect. What's going on? How'd it go?
Are you guys on break?
No.
It just went on break a few minutes ago.
No, we're totally live, bro.
Yeah, man.
But, how'd it go? Everything good?
Yeah, beautiful place.
Yeah?
Good food.
Nice. Cool, dude.
We wish we could have been there. Oh, we wish you could have been here.
I got high on the way home.
Oh, crap.
Nice.
Yeah.
He got high.
He got high.
And then he got high.
And then he got even more high.
You need a ride, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hang out for a little bit? Cool.
We're almost done, actually.
Yeah, hang out poolside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right in there. Thanks, Chris.
So,
Okay, thank you, brother.
Oh yeah, a little battery. There you go. We can wrap it up here in a minute. Boom, boom. Yeah. So here was the crazy thing, and I alluded this to earlier in the podcast, but I had just gotten accepted to the radiology program when I started doing comedy. And the crazy thing is that I started doing I started doing comedy, but then I took a break, and I went to college, and I finished the program. I graduated, and I started doing comedy. And because of that, I have always kept up my license. I've always kept up my career in the radiology field and in the medical field itself. So because of this whole COVID thing, I've gone back to working in the medical field full time. And it's crazy because I've literally gone from living this crazy life of sometimes working, sometimes not working, sometimes being on the road, or a lot of times being on the road, coming back and doing open mics or doing my spots at the Laugh Factory Comedy Store, the Improv, the Ice House, the Haha, and hardly working, to going back and working full time, man. So I'm very fortunate that I was able to do that. You know what I mean? And not being able to get into the military, even though that it really sucked at the time, because I didn't want to go to school, Eric. I didn't want to go to college. That was all the more reason why I was at the recruiting office.
Right.
I didn't want to go to college. I was done with school. I didn't want to do that anymore.
Right.
But lo and behold, I didn't get in, and fast forward so many years, I'm in the medical field, and one of the best places I work today here in Los Angeles is the VA for the veterans that we take care of. A lot of our veterans that were
Do you work only at the VA, or do you work at all hospitals?
I work at a lot of.
I work like everywhere.
I work at a lot of different hospitals, at a lot of different surgery
Are
centers.
you an independent contractor?
Yes, pretty much I am. I'm not employed full time or part time in any specific place. So I kind of contract myself out, and I work for an agency that also helps contract me out as well.
And you give a percentage to that agency?
Well, the agency takes a percentage, but they still pay me very well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I make
So
great,
they find
and I make
the work
great money,
for you,
brother.
the agency?
They find work for me, and if they don't find work for me, then I always can try to find work on my own. So
Okay.
that's the great thing about it. And I've learned to really enjoy my medical career. I really learned to enjoy the radiology profession. I love doing what I do.
How long you been doing it?
I graduated in '99.
Congratulations,
I
brother.
graduated. Well, '99 was years ago. I don't know if you know that, but
No, congratulations.
yeah, you're like congratulations.
No.
That was years ago.
No. I mean, because dude, like you said, you weren't a school person, bro.
No, I
So,
wasn't,
I mean,
dude.
you obviously had to go to school for that,
man,
and
dude, it was the worst thing ever. But
that's torture,
it was,
bro.
Yeah,
For someone that doesn't
right?
like, yeah.
But the great thing is that my son is in the radiology program back home in my hometown in Houston, Texas, where he lives, and he's doing fantastic, bro. And
Nice.
I can only wait to see what comes about in his career, and I think I'm more excited than he is about it. But my son is doing fantastic so far in that program.
Oh, so he's in the same.
Yeah, he's in the same not in the same exact program in the curriculum that I went to, the school.
Yeah.
But he's in probably even a better
Really?
program. Yeah,
Oh,
than I
wow.
was.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I'm very proud of that guy, man. I'm very proud of my boy. I'm very proud of my son. He is absolutely
What's his name?
the best. Javier.
Javier.
Give a shout out to my son.
Javier,
and by
bro.
the way, I want to give a shout out to my son Javier, who also has a side profession that he does. My son raps, and he also produces music on his own. He goes by Hav's Music, and I want to give a
Nice.
shout out to my son. And I can't be any more proud of my
Hav's
son
music.
than I can.
So
Yeah,
he
man.
produces the music, or he just raps, or
Well, he
what's
does. He does a little bit of both. He does a
Okay.
little bit of both. So, I mean, if he has to sample something, of course he will, and they do whatever they have to do to get the sample. But he collaborates. He raps on his own. He's really good, man. I'm not saying that because he's my son, but I mean, he's really, really good, dude. And
Nice. How long has he been doing
I
it?
wish him the best. He's been doing it since he was like 18 or 19 years old. He's 25 now, so he's got a little bit of
Kanye?
I wouldn't say Kanye, no, but he's got a little bit of a seasoning in there himself.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Couldn't think of the word. Yeah, man.
Seasoning.
Seasoning. That's
Yes.
right.
Seasoning is the word.
Yeah, it's the word, it's the word, it's the word. That's grease, in case anybody doesn't know that.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, brother.
So tell me what got you into comedy then?
So comedy, it's something that I always wanted to do. It's something I always had in me as a human being to be funny, to always want to make people laugh. You know, the crazy thing is, Eric, is that me and my brother were completely on different opposite ends of the spectrum. And
Your
when
younger brother?
My older brother.
Oh, okay.
So at the time,
You're in the middle then.
no, I'm the second to the oldest because
Okay.
there's four of us. It's my brother. My brother Alexander is the oldest. I'm the second oldest. My brother Junior is right under me, and then Roman is the youngest.
All boys. Huh?
Yeah, all boys. Now, I do have some stepbrothers and sisters that also lived with us, Richard, Anne-Marie, and Ruben. And then we also have another brother that we have. He's a deaf mute, but we still see him every once in a while because he lives in a special home for deaf people. His name is Julian as well. But anyway, my point is that so there were four of us that actually were lived in the house at the time, and the crazy thing is I forgot my point. What were we talking about?
We were
how we got into comedy.
Yeah.
So it was something that I always wanted to do. But when we were kids, me and my older brother, it was just us two at the time.
Yeah.
My older brother has been a very good looking kid and a good looking man his entire life.
Wow.
I was pretty much that other kid. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you have another one. Okay, but we'll deal with him later. We're talking about so, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying this it's in a good way. You know, my brother, he got all the good looks. You know what I mean? And I knew I didn't have that, but there were moments, even as a young kid, where I made girls laugh, and they were giggly, and they were, you're so goofy, you're so cute, and oh my god, you're so funny. And I went, I got something here. I may not have the looks, but I knew a way that was in.
Because it came easy for you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I said,
It was
oh my
effortless.
God, if I make these girls laugh,
Yeah.
if I make these people laugh, they pay attention.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, bro. And
Yeah.
and I knew that hit me so hard.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, I knew I had something, and I didn't even know what it was. And then, of course, I grew up in the late 70s and then all through the 80s. And what really made me want to be a comedian is at the height of when comedians became rock and roll stars. And what I mean by that is that era where Sam Kinison was the man. He was a freaking rock star. Guys like Dice Clay.
Yeah.
I mean, Seinfeld. I mean, even though these are all guys that were different kind of genres of comedy, you know what I mean? But I loved it. I loved that.
You liked it all.
Yeah. That when Rodney Dangerfield came out with his HBO special in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And all of these cats were coming out, dude. I loved it, man.
Did you see his showcases?
Yes,
that Rodney used
dude.
to-
I watched all of them, bro. I watched all of them religiously, dude. And I knew that that's what made me want to be a comedian,
Robert
dude.
Schimmel?
Robert Schimmel,
Oh,
those
dude,
guys.
fucking
I mean, come
incredible.
on, guy. I mean, all of these cats that came up on that special that really, really were. And I know I'm forgetting a lot of the other guys that were on there, but what was the other guy?
Dude.
What was his name?
from Home Improvement?
Yeah, Home Improvement.
Yeah. Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear. What's his name?
Fucking,
Jesus Christ.
No, you're fucking...
Anyway,
yeah.
people know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I loved all of those guys that were on there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just one.
You just had
comic.
appreciation for
I did,
comedy,
bro.
and it doesn't
And
matter.
it didn't matter to
if
me.
you could relate to them,
Dude,
funny is funny, right?
It didn't matter to me if they were filthy. It didn't matter to
Yeah.
me if they cursed. It didn't matter to me if they were
White,
clean. It didn't
black.
matter to me if they were white, black, Jewish,
African,
Mexican.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it didn't matter to me, dude. All I knew is that they were on stage and they were making people laugh, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do, bro.
Nice.
And I somehow fast forward years till '97. I did this local contest in Houston called Houston's Funniest Person Contest, and I didn't win, obviously, but I did very well, and my family and my friends came out to come see me.
Nice.
And
how did you
the bug stuck with me, man. I was bitten by the bug, and it
how much
never left
time
me.
did you do?
I did 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I was so nervous.
Was that your first 5 minutes, or have you done?
That
it
was my
before?
first 5 minutes on a professional comics on a professional comedy stage.
So
and it felt like
did you
I
do
had been-
mics before that?
No, dude. Well, I did like I think I did like 2 or 3 kind of like mic shows, kind
Yeah.
of, sort of.
Uh-huh.
But that was my first real gig per se. And let me tell you, Eric, it felt like I had been doing it 20 years. That's how comfortable I felt on stage, and
Really?
I went, "Oh shit! This is where I belong." And
How many people were at the show?
there was quite a handful of people, only because there were other comics that invited
Yeah.
people. So, but I had quite a few
Was it
family.
at a comedy club?
Yeah, it was at the last stop.
Okay.
And I had quite a few family members and friends and coworkers that came out to see me, and it was fantastic, dude. It was absolutely
From the
fantastic.
hospital?
From the hospital, from high school, and then my own family
Oh
members.
wow, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was fantastic. And then never did I think that I would be here in LA doing this podcast so many years later, dude. And
Now,
it's fantastic.
what I realized about nurses and anyone pretty much in the hospital field is those are some of the best fun people I've ever met, dude.
Bro, they are the fucking most awesome party people you'll ever party with. But they are, you know why, dude? It's because, dude, these are people who have so much stress that they have to deal with. And don't get me wrong, what I'm going to tell you is not any way demeaning or putting a negative or a dark cloud over what they do, because we do our job the best that we can, and we're going to give you the best care that we can.
Sure.
But because we have all that stress build up, and because we have all of that frustration build up of patients and patients' family,
I'm going to lower this a little bit. All right?
not knowing what's going on, not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do. They don't think we care. They don't think we give a shit. They don't think we give a damn about them or their family. That's not it. We're trying to help you, and we're trying to help everybody here, especially right now in this COVID era that we're listening, in this COVID pandemic that we're living in right now. But it's because of all of that stress that we like to let loose. We like to let it out, and we do it in the comfort of each other. So if we're going to party and we're going to get down, and I don't mean like, go crazy like we're doing fucking heroin after work in the parking lot. All I'm saying is that we like to go out, and we know we have a day off or two, or the weekend off. We're going to go out and if we don't go to the local bar down the street and have a few drinks, then we're going to meet at somebody's place, and we're going to let loose. Hey, let's meet over at so-and-so's. We're going to have a get-together and just, give an appreciation to each other and have a few rounds of shots. You know what I mean? And that's what we do to let it out. And then once we get that out of our system, we're ready to come back to work, bro. We're ready to come back to work, and we're ready to give you the best care that we can.
And that's what
I mean that.
No, dude, and that's been my experience, bro. And I don't mean that they know how to fucking party, but they do.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But, but what I was saying is that just like their demeanor, they're very outgoing, and they're very, I don't know, they got a sense of humor. They just seem like fucking the people you want to be around with. I don't know. They're just like, I don't know. It's something about fucking. I don't know what it is. It's
well,
just
it's because we have such a serious job,
Yeah.
that we want to joke around, and we do want to crack a smile or a joke or two,
Yeah.
but we know we can't, because then if you crack a joke, if you crack a smile, then if the wrong patient or the wrong patient family member sees you, they think that you don't care,
Oh, I
you don't
see.
give a shit, you're making fun of whoever or whatever the case may be, and then it's your ass, it's your license, and you don't want to do that to yourself. You don't want to put your license or your career on the line or in jeopardy for any fucking
so that's a
bullshit reason.
professional thing.
It's a
that
professional
you
thing.
di-
Now, I'm not saying that we don't laugh or we don't smile or we
Uh-huh.
don't, crack a joke here
Yeah.
or there, but we always have to be on our P's and Q's. We always have to be careful of when we do it and
Yeah.
in front of who we do it. So you just kind of have to be careful. And then there's some people out in the medical field that just really take their fucking jobs too seriously. And that doesn't even have to be in the medical field. That can be in any fucking field.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you got offended by that, you're the motherfucker we're talking about. You need to you need to relax, goddammit.
So I mean, do you pretty much, do you have like a superior or like a manager that's overseeing what you do, or are you pretty much
In the medical field?
Yeah, like what you do. It's like
yeah,
you
of
have
course.
somebody like
We
saying,
have-
"Hey, Rene,
Yes, yes.
on Tuesday you showed up and
Yes.
you weren't up to par, this and that."
Yes, you always have a supervisor, you always have a manager there, but that's why I like to contract, and I like to contract myself out to different places where I'm not just located in one specific place, because I look, listen, the thing about me is that my reputation speaks for itself. So when I get hired or people ask for me, they ask for me by name. You know what that means in the medical field? When you ask for me by name, that means you got my name from somebody who really thinks highly of me. And I'm telling you, I'm going to come into your hospital, and no matter what the exam is of what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the absolute most professional and best job that I can possibly give you.
So a patient could request a
Not,
radio-
not a patient, a hospital or a doctor, or a small surgery center.
Uh-huh.
They can ask for me by name for my services.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice. That's really. So did they tell you, like your agency, like, hey, so and so requested?
Yes,
you,
like
or-
they'll text me or they'll call me. They're saying, "Hey, you're being requested by name over at such and such place." So
Oh,
yeah,
wow, dude.
yeah, dude,
That's really
it's dope.
cool, dude.
Yeah.
That's an honor, right?
Yeah, you goddamn right, it's an honor, and my
That's
reputation
awesome,
speaks for
bro.
itself, bro.
Absolutely.
I give it my best, 100%, bro. Heck, sometimes 110%,
Dude.
Yeah, man, pretty dope.
Nice. That is awesome, bro.
Yeah, brother, I love it,
Dude. Like.
and I do that with comedy as well. So just that you know.
So, I mean, do you watch the news at all?
Sometimes, but not really a lot, dude. I try to stay away from fucking TV and the news and CNN and Fox and all this. I try not to listen to the news, especially because I work in the medical field. I don't want to hear. I don't want, I understand people think it's bullshit, these conspiracy theorists and, it's a hoax. The mask is bullshit. The funny thing is that you're going to get ridiculed whether you wear the mask. And then there's people that are going to they're going to give you shit for not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So it's damn if you do and it's damn if you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, me personally, whether they think, people who think that this COVID or coronavirus is all made up and full of shit. All I ask is that you come to work with me one time when I have to fucking take care of these COVID patients, and I'll show you I will show you how to do my job. I will show you how to do it. And I ask you to go into that room where that patient supposedly has coronavirus or is COVID positive, and you go do that patient. You go take care of that patient without a mask, without a shield, without a gown, without any gloves.
You got to do that?
You have to dress the fuck up because you have to protect yourself, bro. You have
Yeah.
to protect yourself so that you don't get it,
Oh,
so that you
right.
can help take care of this patient and get this patient better so that they can get rid of it,
Yeah.
and you can get them well enough so that they can at least go home and be in the comfort of their own home. But
Yeah.
I ask those people who think it's bullshit to come to work with me
Oh, I see.
one day. You can ask any nurse, you can ask any doctor, you can ask any respiratory therapist, you can ask any housekeeper, you can ask any scrub tech, for crying out loud, any OR nurse, anybody that works in the medical field. You can ask them to go to work for one day with them and go in a room with a COVID patient, bro. And I guarantee you, you're gonna think twice about what the fuck you think about,
Right.
what you think about this whole COVID
Yeah.
bullshit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Seriously, man, it's nothing to fuck with, and I'm not gonna risk my life to go in there whether you just because you think it's bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes people kind of put you in a tough spot because you go, come on, it's bullshit, right? Like you don't need that fucking mask.
Yeah.
Come on, you don't need that shield. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, maybe I don't. Well, why don't you come to work with me? I'll show you how to work this machine, and I'll let you bring the patient in. I'll let you kind of like take care of the patient there and what you need to do to do the X-ray. And you know what? But you're just gonna wear your regular clothes. You know what I mean? You're not going to wear a mask.
That's right.
You're not going to wear a hairnet.
Yeah.
You're not going to put on gloves. You're not going to wear N95. You're not going to do
Yeah.
anything. Just go in there, just like the way we're fucking dressed now. Go in there with a wife beater and some shorts and some fucking sandals.
Hell no.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel you. So yeah, dude. I mean, a lot of people are saying, but you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, man. Like, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, dude.
It's so crazy, man. But but here's another thing that you hear on the news, that the hospitals are swamped, that they're full of people. There's not enough hospital beds.
Yeah, man.
Is that what your encounter's been, or?
Well, at the very beginning, it wasn't. I mean, not at first. I mean, the ERs were. It was a ghost town. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to come to a hospital at that point. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? This is in the very beginning. And you know what? My shoulder hurts. I'm going to go to the ER. No, fucker. Stay home. Just have somebody, or your significant other, give you a massage, take 2 Tylenols, call it a fuck. Don't come here.
Yeah.
Don't come to the hospital. And then once we kind of got into more into it, as months went by, we started to learn a little bit more. Maybe this is at the point where some people thought it was bullshit, but still, the only point that it got really busy was when we started to get new cases of coronavirus and COVID positive patients, and that had to be admitted and had to be intubated, because one thing I think people sometimes forget is this is also a very big respiratory type situation. So some of these,
because you have asthma,
yeah,
right?
Asthma. So people who have asthma is they're very, very susceptible.
You got to
to
be
this
extra
bullshit.
careful.
Yeah, so I have to be very careful with this shit, man. And these patients have to be intubated. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a tough gig, dude. It's a tough gig, but
I mean, at any time, were you ever at a hospital where they're like, no, we're at capacity, we can't have any more?
No, I mean, no, not. I mean, to a certain extent. So they always try to make as much room as possible. So the patients that are not, very are ill to the point where they need, to be in the hospital. You know what I mean? Then they'll try to do whatever they can to let them go. You know what I mean? But if they definitely were like sick to the point where they needed to be in the hospital, then they would try to send them elsewhere.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy, man. Yeah. So, I mean, how often do you get a COVID test?
There's one hospital that COVID tests us every once in a while. So maybe once a month I get a COVID test, and I've been pretty good. So
okay.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, that's it's just because, I mean, I gotta be honest, like, I try to not watch the news at all either, because I mean, there's nothing good coming from it, and all you hear is negative things, and you can't live like that.
Yeah.
Through social media, you get a lot of the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. And, I just try to not read into it. I try to downplay it. I try not even try to, even give it any attention. But I mean, sometimes you just can't help it. But it is what it is.
You're in a, like me as a comedian, bro. Like, I talk to people that aren't in the comedy field, and they're like, oh, so I bet you got a lot of COVID jokes, like a lot of new material from this. Like, they think like this is a good opportunity for us to like develop new material. And I tell them, dude, I don't want to talk about fucking COVID anymore, dude. Like, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. Like,
it is, but it isn't, because I did a small gig probably about almost 2 months ago now, I guess. I don't remember, maybe a month and a half ago. And I was just trying to make conversation because I was the host now, mind you. And here's the thing about people don't understand that being a host and actually just going and then just being a comedian and going up and doing your set is two completely different fucking things.
Yeah.
So here I am as the host, and I'm trying to get everybody's attention. I'm trying to gather everybody, to try to get everybody in, get ready for the show. So you have to try to find some common ground. You know what I mean? So here I am trying to, and I'm just, and all I talk about is like, hey, listen, I mean, thank you for coming out. And, I know everybody, took the time and the effort to actually, build up the nerve to come out. Don't worry about the people in the back because they're COVID positive. That's why we sat them back there. Shit like that, so you
Just
try
to
to get
break
them
the ice?
just to break the ice. But sometimes you have, especially as a host, you have to call out the elephant in the room because when you don't, it just makes it that much more fucking awkward. We know why we're all here.
Right.
We're here to have a good time, but we all know what the consequences are.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, some chick just came up to me after the show and she's like, you have great material, but you have so much more you have so much more talent that you don't have to talk about COVID. I was like, listen.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude. She tried to give me a spiel on how to be a fucking host, bro. Now, this is a chick who she's not in comedy. She doesn't know comedy.
Of course.
But you know what? I let her speak her piece. And you know what? To be honest with you, all I said was like, you know what? I thank you. I appreciate and I take it constructive criticism. And I guarantee you this: by the next time you see me, I promise to have better material.
Jesus.
And she just looked at me. She goes, I can't wait. And I'm going to be there. And I can't wait. And I was like, bitch, I just.
You're a better man than I am, bro.
Dude, no.
I gotta tell you, you are a better man than I am.
It made no sense for me to try to argue with this person because it's
God
not
bless
going
you,
to
bro.
fucking make any sense.
Dude, you're so good, man. You're so that's a veteran, bro. I gotta tell you,
brother.
man. You're a fucking veteran.
I'm not even gonna get into that shit, dude. I'm not. And plus, I was fucking exhausted. I had to host a whole goddamn show, and I just wanted to drink and have a fun good time.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I mean, it's like it's comedy karaoke. These motherfuckers want you to play what they fucking request.
Yeah,
you know
dude.
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like that. Guess what? This is a show, bro. Like this is what you got.
Yep.
And this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is talk about what you know. You know what I mean? Because when you talk about what you know, I mean, you don't have to have anything written down. You just
Right,
like,
of course.
So when I asked
You
you,
know what it
about your early stages of your marriage or your early stages of comedy, you don't have to look down at a pad and figure. You just that's what you know.
That's the crazy thing about it because when you go through so many experiences in life, and we learned this from and I know you did because you worked with him as well. One of the things I learned from Jeff Garcia, working with him all those years that I did. One of the greatest things I learned from him was he always told me, always make your material, always make your jokes personal. Make it personal so that way nobody ever can take your joke. Nobody can ever steal your joke. Nobody can ever steal your material.
Yeah.
Because when you make it personal, people really appreciate that. Your audience appreciates it. They know that you're being authentic. They know that you're being real with them.
Yeah.
And they appreciate that more, man, dude. And he was right, dude. And when you make your material as personal as you can make it, then the audience they do appreciate that, dude. And that's why when I think as you get older, being a comedian, you have so much more in life that you've experienced that you can tell. You know what I mean? I guess I become a storyteller over the years.
Yeah.
And at this point in my career,
you're a great
I'm a great
storyteller,
storyteller.
dude.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love telling stories.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was just a mere tadpole in this fucking game, I used to listen to these guys like to tell stories. And one of the greatest storytellers I had ever fucking watched in my life, one of the greatest storyteller comedians that I've ever watched in my life, and that I knew personally, and that I watched in person, was a guy named Ron Schock.
Okay.
Look this guy up. Ron Schock. He was probably one of the greatest storytellers I had ever heard, and I was like, how does this guy just tell this story? Like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? How does this guy do that? And let me tell you, man, you don't know it. You just become it, and it finds you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Yeah.
great advice, bro.
Yeah, dude.
But what I was getting at is like when I start this podcast, bro, what I thought would be a great guest is somebody that I have a lot of history with, bro.
Yeah, man.
Someone that I feel like I know you, bro, but I want to know more about you.
Yeah,
you know
dude,
what I mean?
of course,
And dude,
of course.
Like we've been doing this for an hour plus,
Yeah,
dude, and I feel like I just scratched the surface, bro. Like, so
Oh,
I'm
dude.
gonna have you back.
Yeah,
and I
man.
got so many other
Yes.
questions to ask you, but dude, I enjoy this time that we had together, and that's why I just knew, because I'm just getting started in the whole podcast thing, and just like stand up, you talk about what you know, and I feel like you talk to somebody that you know,
Yeah.
and that you could just go off and just turn the cameras on, hit record, and that it just wouldn't be, dude. Like, can you
I
believe
know,
it? Like,
dude.
an hour and a
Yeah,
half, bro.
An hour and a half, bro.
Hour and a half, just
dude,
like
we could go.
flew
We
by.
could go at least another hour and a half.
We
dude.
went
Easy.
It's so crazy, bro.
Yeah. Can I plug my
Absolutely,
my
bro.
social media and
Let me
my
just make sure this
my
camera.
personal info?
Let me get this camera going
Yeah.
right here, and we'll get it. We'll make sure that it's Oh man,
Oh, did it die?
no, it's. Huh. No, it's good. All right, brother, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, if I just want to plug my personal social media.
Yeah.
You can find me, Rene Garcia. You can find me across the board at It's Rene Garcia. That's at It's Rene Garcia at ITSRENE. One E. Don't put two because you make me a female. ReneGarcia at It's Rene Garcia, and that's across the board on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever you want to find me on. Please find me, follow me. I also do a NASCAR podcast called At Turns No Breaks. Again, that's at Turns No Breaks. If you're a NASCAR fan like myself, if you know anybody that likes NASCAR just like me, just like them, turn them on to my NASCAR podcast that I do every Sunday or every Saturday or Sunday after the races at Turns No Breaks.
Follow Rene. If you look up Rene Garcia on Facebook, I promise you he's going to make you laugh. Not only is he a great stand-up comedian, but he's also doing us a service, guys, by being in the VA hospitals, being in hospitals all over Los Angeles, all over the country, wherever they need him. And he's helping all these people that we're hearing about in the news everywhere, and he goes in there and he's risking his own health because he has asthma, and he's doing it as a comedian, a stand-up comedian. You're doing a service because laughter is healing, right?
Yes, it is. Laughter is the best medicine, brother.
Yeah, it sure is, man. But you're also in those hospitals helping people and healing people as well, man. So thank you for that.
Right on, brother.
And then you're being a great father to your son. Well, thank you so
Awesome,
much,
brother. Thank you for having
everything
me, man.
that you're doing, man.
Dude,
Like,
thank you.
I
Thank you, man.
appreciate so much, man.
Awesome, brother. So I want to tell everybody thank you for watching, and please continue to support not only podcasts but also live comedy when it comes back. I just need everybody to stay sexy.
Do it! Just do it!
Yeah, and let's go get it, baby.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining the Poop Dollar podcast. And we'll be back with some other really good guests.